Pretty good. I was sad that the day that Ricky got picked, we weren't casting it because I was actually watching the game as well. And the night before, I played Ricky like 4 times or something like that. So I actually got a good understanding of the hero, and I was like, God, I wish I could talk about this. So maybe I'll get picked. I think he's okay. He's not awful. He's all right, but I think but he is very good at snowballing against bad players. So I mean, that's really all I'm gonna attribute that to. I played one game against like a Tiny and a Lena and just sucked. I kept getting one shot, like instantly. It was like I'd be about to cast my ultimate, and it takes 0.4 seconds to cast, and then I just die instantly. So it felt a little squishy at times. So I think his skill build and his item build is pretty straightforward. It's just there's generally just better heroes, and I don't know, they had Z-Freak playing it, which is normally like their 4 or 5 player, but it was a weird laning game, so it wasn't like a standard game, it wasn't like a carry played, it wasn't like an offlane played it. It looked like almost he wanted to roam with it, but ended up getting more farm.
Dire team pick.
Invoker.
Radiant team pick.
Did you watch this game or something? Hey. Yeah, that's the thing. People don't know how to be very efficient in the jungle if they're used to playing regular lanes, so it's very easy to mess that up or play it badly if you don't spend some time thinking about it and actually trying to maximize efficiency. Maximize that gold.
Behold the Zeus.
Huh.
Dire team pick.
It's like going to TI and getting bottom 4, basically. It's getting knocked out of this tournament. Oh, they all get money now. It's just not a lot. I think everybody got money regardless of their placement. It just wasn't much.
Radiant
it was like
pick.
I don't know, 20k or less than that. Yeah, because some of those teams are increasing the price pool. They deserve at least a little bit to not have to be like, wow, I just spent 3 weeks making 0 money, you know? Like, go back with a couple thousand or something. Yep.
Anti-mage.
Yeah, I was gonna call a hero that synergizes with Magnus. You don't pick Magnus without having a melee carry. So you could have figured out that it was going to be either PA, AM, or maybe even Ricky. Team Spirit is a really standard draft. Gyrocopter, Invoker, Undying. Gives them very strong lanes. Gyro's very, very good for that. A little surprised he didn't get banned, but RoX is focusing on more conventional heroes that are pretty good at control. I would love to know why they ban the heroes they do, because a lot of times they just ban annoying heroes. Like, Brood is a good example. If you're playing Captain's Draft, you don't want to play against a Brood because the solutions to Brood from a carry position, from a support position, they're not going to be there. That one makes sense. But interesting to see Wisp get banned, things like that. I guess it's kind of the same thing. Those heroes have good counters, but they're not in the pool. This puts you in a weird place.
Dire team pick. 10 seconds remaining.
I am available, thank you.
Shadow Shaman.
5 seconds Radiant remaining. Team pick.
All right.
Crystal Maiden.
It's pretty good. It has some good anti-mage solutions that could do Axe Call into Shadow Shaman or Invoker nukes. The only problem is Axe will get his mana drained a lot, so he's gonna have a bit of a tough time in his lane, especially if he's off lane, which I think he is. Unless they do an aggro try, which they could do with their Gyro and Die and Shadow Shaman, and then go Axe safe lane versus Magnus. We'll see if they try to do something like that. On the other side, Tornado.RoX is going to do anti-mage Crystal Maiden with a Zeus, I believe, and that works out decently. I like CM this game for them because all of their cores are going to need a lot of mana, and so is Zeus actually. If you're playing Zeus support, you're a bit limited by mana early on, so having that Arcane Aura will be really good for them. But I just don't see them winning the early tri lanes. Like they're not very good at fighting early on. Zeus isn't going to have 6 yet. Magnus is not going to have a Blink Dagger. They're going to have to land Shackle Shots. I think that Spirit has the far and away better and easier lineup here to execute. They've all got standard heroes. They don't really need that many items to make stuff happen, and I think they're going to put a lot of pressure onto Tornado.RoX. Guess who didn't mess up? Me. Team, yeah.
Damn.
I know, isn't that the worst feeling?
It's hard to switch it up when I have to, like, because when I pub, I don't want to talk to people, you know, I have to change it. Whatever. I haven't had that issue. Alright, that's good, that's good.
Sorry,
so
you didn't say anything good in the draft anyway, so
yeah,
it's
that's
pretty
true.
much self-filler content.
I was just like, pick Ricky, guys. That's it. The one thing I am looking forward to in this game is for Yol, who's playing the Crystal Maiden, to go for the patented Sir Action Slacks build, where he completely ignores Q and just maxes Frostbite. Best build, guys.
The 0442 with stats build, totally worth it.
I don't know how many times he's played that hero and we've missed the kill because he doesn't have a slow. But he seems to think it's good, so God bless his heart.
But he gets an extra half second of immobilize, dude. It's so worth it.
It scales so well. My goodness.
It's so worth it over a 4.5 second per 20% slow. Totally worth it.
I think the story behind this is he was talking shit, was it, to PD about it?
Really?
No. He wasn't talking. He just played it on his stream. PPD was watching, and PPD messaged him saying that he's the worst support he's ever seen in his life. So
yeah,
that's why Sir Action Slacks loves PPD so much.
Because he actually watches his stream.
I guess that's the biggest compliment of anything, right?
Yeah, I guess so, man. Gave him the time.
Yeah, they have to update that conversation every few months just in case the meta has changed into a Frostbite loving deal. So
again, it's not bad to max out Frostbite. That's not what we're saying. If anybody is confused, it's just that there's no reason not to have both Frostbite and at least 1 point to Nova. There are some games where you'll go 1 Nova, 4 Frostbite if you're against an anti-mage or something like that, or a Queen of Pain to prevent them from blinking. But you have to get both. If you don't, you're playing Crystal Maiden for no reason. You could play like many other heroes and get more value. I mean, yeah, okay, you're giving mana to your team, but I think that's, while a really good benefit of the hero, it's
how long is Ensnare
also good that you have 2 nukes.
From Naga? So
2 to 5 seconds.
2 to 5. So that's kind of, I mean, that's essentially what he's doing. Is maxing Ensnare and then ignoring every other skill. He's ignoring
kind of, but
Riptide,
not really.
kind of.
And Snare does no damage, though. I mean, I don't know.
Just
I would
pretend
not.
it does, bro. Flax, what do you think about this pause so far, bro?
I asked him instant questions, dude.
Nah, he can talk. Like, I don't know why he doesn't talk. He does have a microphone. He abandoned this game for us, so...
I'll be eating food right now.
No.
In his face. That actually wasn't a poke, but somebody just pointed out.
Did you guys ever see that picture I posted of Slacks wearing the DC jersey?
No, I didn't see that one.
All right, somebody in chat needs to tweet that to Purge. If you don't have access to it, then Slacks. You got to do it, buddy. It's probably the greatest picture ever taken. My God, he looks maniacal. I have never seen somebody that scary wearing a freaking jersey. All right, pause is over. We can stop BSing.
Holy shit! Check out this anti-mage helmet.
AM helmet. Is this the? I can't remember if this is the Natio that or
So
not.
fucking cool. He kind of looks like Dragon Knight, but I don't give a shit.
Oh, speaking of
Awesome.
cosmetics, we do have a chest in the game now, guys. It's called the Enigmatic Wanderer. Very difficult to pronounce.
Did you choose that name?
No.
Why not? That's great.
The first name of our chest, what was it called? Something Vision. It was like a pun on the name Dota Cinema. This one I was trying to figure out. I'm like, okay, this has nothing to do with Dota Cinema or Moonduck.
Maybe
It's just completely
enigmatic
random.
because there's a bow.
All right, what about Wanderer? Because he's wandering on the globe.
Because we're wandering from studio to studio trying to get a fucking job.
All right, nice burn, Valve.
30
I got it.
seconds to battle.
If that's actually real, that's pretty legit. I can deal with that. I like that. All right, well, looks like we're going to have no action on the runes. Both will be taken by each respective mid in all likelihood. Do you like... All right, tell me what you think of this, Purge. Support taking the rune. Thoughts?
You know, when it first came out, the Bounty Rune, I always felt that it made more sense to give a support a level 2, because then you could give him a huge level advantage. Like
Oh my
Zombie
god,
Offlane or a
Ack
Genki.
gonna take it.
Wow, he got it.
Yeah, Spirit gets both runes, absolutely no problem. Although there was a Crystal Nova use Sir Action Slacked, and it's gonna turn into First Blood as a result. Frostbite would not have given them that.
You know, it's good they got the kill, but it actually does hurt CM a lot to not get Frostbite at level 1, because now she has to get level 2 before she even starts jungling, so it limits
She'll
her
be
ability.
fine.
I
Just
mean,
leech,
nuts.
man.
It's a big deal, man. It's a really big deal. It's going to take forever to leech you when you're splitting with an AM, whereas if she had Frostbite, she could go to the jungle, instantly hit 2, and then her whole tri-lane's getting mana. By the way, it is a Wind Ranger support here.
Yeah, that's weird.
I actually kind of like this. I think it's a good idea. It's going to make the Zeus not gimped. It's going to give him 2 really good right clicks. Wind Ranger is a great right click.
What other supports did they have in the pool left? They had to go with the Windrunner.
There was a couple other ones, but I think it was just a preference choice.
I mean, I do prefer Zeus's core, obviously, but I guess you could say the same about Windrunner. I don't think she's the greatest support, but Jackal is amazing if landed, which seems to be 100% of the time these days.
A little bit of a side pull by Axe here. And they will steal the creeps if they want. It is tri-lane versus tri-lane now. It's an Axe tri-lane. It's not bad, actually. Try to steal some Nova. And he gets it. There it is.
Well, somebody TP'd out. Who was that? Looks like Magnus went bottom. I think AM's going to rotate to top by a TP very shortly.
Yeah, they just want to dodge the tri-lane, I think. Yeah, AM went bottom. Magnus is
AM
still
was
bottom.
top? Okay.
Yeah, AM was the top originally. Maybe they'll just do aggressive dueling now and get farm on the Wind Ranger with CM helping.
That would be
CM's
interesting.
about to hit 2.
Pretty sure Slacks is happy with the fact that Windrunner's going to be getting more levels now. Yol's going to run into Always Want to Fly.
He
As
might die.
Shackle, level 1, but nobody really too close. Going to Shackle into a Sunstrike. Forgot about the global possibilities here. And
Nice
that is
kill.
going to be a kill going the way of the Shadow Shaman.
I think Crystal Maiden died there because she didn't have 4 points in Frostbite and no Crystal Novas.
Yeah, that's a good point. God damn.
She's actually in a rough spot now. Like, she can't just instantly go to the jungle and get level 2. The Nova was useful, but man, it's looking scary here now. It's just going to slow her down where she normally would be. That's literally all it is.
That's actually an interesting thing to think about, though. Like, dying for the rune, and then making somebody skill something they don't particularly want for level 1.
Yeah. It's
Actually makes quite a big difference.
Same principle as Lich, actually. If you have to get Frost Blast instead of Sacrifice, completely changes the whole game.
That's gotta be worse,
That's
though,
actually,
right?
it's definitely worse, I would say. Especially if you're doing a dual offlane, then you have a freaking Lich in the offlane.
Alright.
What's the point?
Alright, so what they've done is put Magnus solo top as the off lane, and now AM's going to try to farm against this Gyro with the Crystal Maiden, who's now level 2 and has 1 level of Frostbite. That's great to see. Always Want to Fly going to rotate back to mid as Zeus. Right now 14-0 versus the Invoker with 15-5. Pretty damn close overall, although Invoker is forced all the way back to Fountain, actually walks.
I'm going to try to kill Gyro here. But there's a ward, they see him.
Nay.
Oh, they do get the ward. That's see that ward that's just dying? That's a lucky Chinese shade. That's an MTD tower.
I don't know if you're gonna
They might
help.
get him. Oh, they might
looks
kill
like
him.
top lane. Magnus goes down. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Frostbite. Crystal Nova was used
Oh,
first.
2 nukes. Wow.
They do a lot of damage. Tell you what.
Crystal
But
Maid's
Yol's
dead,
gonna get
though.
turned around with the shackle into an ether shock. Level 3 Shadow Shaman does a lot of damage.
He's playing really well. Always want to fly here. And he's got arcane boots at 3 minutes. That's amazing, dude. Really well done by him.
Pretty good. Pretty damn good. By the way, Magnus did die top, so things not looking too great from very early perspective for Tornado.RoX.
Yeah, I'd say the seam's fallen a little flat here. He's just getting a little out of position. He should have backed earlier and anticipated the gyro not dying there. I mean, he didn't know that Shadow Shaman was going to show up and disable him, damage him, but he did put himself in a bad spot and it caused him his death. And the lanes rotate again. It's now a gyro versus an AM with the 2 supports rotating.
The first player I saw do this with the build on Shadow Shaman maxing shackles earlier instead of getting a value level of Hex was AUI. And it seems like it's been becoming more common and common. What do you think about that build overall?
Yeah, I saw him do it the other day that they were playing. He went 102, and I thought about it. It increases your damage by 80 to get a second level shackles and increases your disable duration by 0.75, which is a lot. And instead, he could have leveled up Ether Shock, which gave him 60 damage. So he actually had more damage to a single target by going 102 in the early game. Obviously, then your Ether Shock can hit AoE, so you can farm, push, and hit multiple heroes. But I kind of like the build. I actually tried it out in a solo queue game yesterday as well, and I went like 4-1-4, and actually felt it was pretty good actually. Heck, if you do get a fast blink dagger though, I think it's better to go 4-4-1. But if you're playing from behind, more shackle levels is a little bit superior, I think.
Yeah, that's a good point. Looking at the early CS though, Spirit is doing really well as far as last inning is concerned. His Tombstone is going to be placed bot, take out this double stack neutrals, and that's even more farm going the way of Team
They don't
Spirit.
even know what's happening, and they could have sapped a lot of this experience.
Well, they're going to get a little bit now, but most of it's already been done. Gyrocopter turns on Rocket Barrage. Windrunner taking a ton of damage. Sunstrike with the help of Shackle. That is more than enough damage for Spirit to get yet another kill. Doi forced to blink out as Thunder God's Wrath is going to help get a kill. So 1-for-1 overall. And BZZ with that haste is going to continue the pressure, but here comes the call down. BZZ better be careful. I don't think he can pursue any further.
Yeah, if those creeps weren't hitting there, it would have been really good for Zeus. He could have gotten another bolt and maybe gotten a kill. Didn't work out though. The Wind Ranger did get 2 neutral steals before she died, so she got like 90 gold out of it, but obviously losing her life wasn't good. Oh, is Sunstrike coming bot?
Oh my. Unfortunate. But
AM's okay,
complete guesswork there, obviously.
It's still a very good rotation from Zeus. They needed to do that. That's the best way to relieve pressure from an aggressive tri lane, is to rotate your mid or your off lane to that lane unexpectedly and try to turn it into kills. And while they did lose their Wind Ranger, I think that was overall good for Zeus.
Invoker getting closer and closer to that Midas. He's going to have it about the 730 mark or so. Not too bad overall. BZZ's back in the mid lane. Looking at the 2 again, they're pretty even in the CS department. Zeus did help gank bot though, so... Well, actually, what are the levels between the 2? Invoker's actually winning because... I mean, that's an interesting trade-off when you go and gank and help get a kill, but you have to share experience with 3 other people. And then Invoker just sits mid and ends up getting more experience and farm as a result.
Yeah, it's good for Invoker, basically. I don't think those 3 heroes really care that much. Like, once Shadow Shaman's 3, he's quite strong. Iron is quite strong at 3, Gyro as well. Like, obviously they want more experience, but accelerating that Midas timer is a little bit more important, especially because the faster that Invoker gets the Yules means that it gives him an earlier time that he can just start one-shotting the anti-mage. So it's going to allow them to put a lot more pressure on than just the Shadow Shaman in the end dying getting like an extra level.
Oh, they're going to find Axe. That is a ridiculously easy kill. He was pretty cocky. He knew Crystal Maiden was in the jungle, was already harassing him, and then Zeus just came by and zapped him to death. But I believe no, actually he did not buy it. He's getting really close to a Blink Dagger, only like 400 away at the moment. That's going to be really fast, actually. Meanwhile, bottom lane, they're gonna... Spirit's gonna push this tier 1. What's that?
The Wind Ranger almost got disabled. Their team could have maybe shown up, but they're just opting on taking the tower.
Yeah, free tier 1, no problem at all. Windrunner level 3. I mean, she is support. I guess we shouldn't be too surprised overall.
No, this is really bad for us, team. Usually you can be like level 5 by now, at least. It's just because she didn't get off a perfect start. Like, you can basically hit level 2 on Crystal Maiden just after the 1 minute mark. 115, 120, 130, but he was still level 1 by like 2.5 minutes due to the aggressive trialing and going no.
Oh, top lane RP on top of Axe. Skewer back into the rest of the team. Ghostic taking a ton of damage, though. Shockwave's going to help get the kill. We have a TP rotation from Always Want to Fly. A little bit late. 4 members of Tornado.RoX top lane now.
Radiant's
Which means bottom is just going to be pressured even more by this Gyro who's getting out of control. Axe, again, he's back to 1,700 gold, so he's actually losing gold overall for this Blink Dagger.
TPs aggressively. They're going to... Oh, they got a Shackle.
Shackle, Gyrocopter in a ton of trouble. Gets the call down, but there's the Frostbite, and down goes that poor Gyrocopter. Here's Sunstrike, not going to connect. Man, that call down has ridiculous slow. Jeez, I think both procs hit them as well.
Yeah, it slows by a lot. Alright, Slacks, this is the appropriate Crystal Maiden build if you do want to max out Frostbite, please. Only downside to this build, the maxing out Frostbite early, is that if you're passively jungling, you go through a lot more mana, since the Frostbite mana cost does increase, but it does the same damage to neutrals regardless.
What do you mean it does the same damage? It's really long duration, but it's not more damage?
Frostbite always does the same amount of damage per tick, per half tick. It does 50 damage to heroes and to neutrals. The difference between it hit on neutrals is that it lasts for 10 seconds. The duration doesn't go up as you level this ability up against neutrals. So if you're spending 140 mana to kill a neutral, it's much more than 115, even though it does the same damage. Against heroes, obviously, the mana is then worth it, but against neutrals, it's not. So if you're just passively farming, going to 414 build is better.
Serpent Wards replaced for top lane as Gyro and company take another tier 1 tower for themselves. Axe should be really close to Blink Dagger, yep. Only 50 gold. And we'll see if they end up smoking once he picks that bad boy up. And they have really good gank potential with Axe Initiation. All they really need is a Sunstrike and maybe one person, like an Ether Shock or something. They can pretty much kill anybody right now on the map.
Yeah, that's a good point. And Shadow Shaman's up at level 7, there's the smoke, and that's exactly what they're going to do. Axe call at their shock, maybe a shackles afterwards, and somebody's not going to move.
Oh Zeus, oh Zeus. Are they going to wrap back around? Not sure.
Going for anti-mage.
Do they have enough damage for AM? Oh, they have shackle, I guess.
I think they're making him think that the gank's coming mid because I'm dying staying. That's very smart. But...
Oh, Thunder God's Wrath helps to get the kill on Gyrocopter, and it scouts this smoke.
Wow, so
AM's
lucky.
just going to blink TP. My goodness, great timing.
I was actually so lucky that happened. He would have died 100%.
Well, he is forced out at the very least.
There were a lot of creeps there, so there's a small chance that they didn't get the kill due to Sunstrike blocking on creeps, but I don't know, man. That's losing ganks like that completely changes the game.
Yeah, and now they know that Axe Dagger is being shown. No surprise factor coming their way. That is unfortunate for Spirit, but that's exactly what Tornado.RoX need in this game. I mean, overall, would you say... I mean, AM is obviously the hardest carry in this particular game, but at bot lane, Shockwave will miss. Do you think Tornado.RoX has the better late game overall, though? Team.
Yeah, I guess so. Magnus and Power plus RP, if they get a good one off, the game just kind of ends for them. So I think we could see Tornado.RoX getting a lot of advantage, but it's very clear that Spirit's controlling the game right now. We're taking Roche now, using Forged Spirits and Wards. They're actually going to go fight this. This is perfect timing.
I feel like Tornado.RoX might get initiated on very easily by the Axe. Oh, Blink Dagger will not be canceled with that Shockwave.
They're so low, though.
Yeah, Power Shot just rips through them. They're going to give it up. I think they saw the Axe and they're like, we can't really initiate. The counter initiation is way too strong.
And not just that, but they put the ward down and then they saw there was a tombstone. If they approach, they start getting hit by zombies and they're not getting out.
Yeah, that's actually a good point.
So they were just completely forced into doing that, unfortunately.
Tombstone on that cliff has got to be like one of the most game break. Like picking Undying for Dire is so huge just because of that one mechanic. Pretty insane.
If they actually did have Zeus ult though, I think they would have gone in. Because all it would have taken was a bolt and a Zeus ult and somebody would have died instantly. And if you can kill people at the start of the fight, they can deal with the zombies after. Or straight up fight, no, there's no way they could have taken that.
Axe is smoked up again, wants to find retribution for his failed smoke earlier. Aether Lens on Shadow Shaman, that's pretty early. Very nice farm for him.
Yeah, he's
but is he going to dunk this courier? Or he can't see the courier, never mind. Can't see it, unfortunately, but Axe trying to find somebody. Eventually, I assume he will, although AM, he's going to run the Crystal Maiden. See him? Yep, it breaks the smoke. Yol's the one that spots him. Axe playing it coy. Is Gyrocopter wrapping around towards tier 1 now. Right, well, Axe, he blinks out, he dodges the spells from Crystal Maiden. And AM barely gets out, actually, as Axe is the one that's turned around upon. Rocket Rush tearing through Crystal Maiden. Gyrocopter taking quite a bit of damage as well as Windrunner. Oh my god, the power shot barely misses. Was that enough damage? What level is that? Yeah, level 4. That should have been enough.
He would have died if that hit. There's no disables, it's hard to land those. They might find this. Oh yeah, this guy's dead.
Yeah, Gall Black. Doing the old Gall Black thing.
What are you saying?
Feeding. I actually like Gall Black a lot. He picks cool here. His bottom lane though, RPUs! It's barely going to be enough to get the kill. With sub 50 HP on this Magnus, who now has a Blink Dagger.
Oh, he almost got Sunstrike in base, it was so close.
All things fall.
That was scary, man. There's like a... Oh, was that you that wrote that?
What?
Somebody put like a scared face in the base.
Oh no, I did not. Here,
that was really close.
Here,
it was probably
see it now?
that sunbook. Yeah, it was less like that.
That's the Sunstrike face, guy. Sunstrike missing face, that is. Well, Invoker has the Aegis. He has Necro level 1. What do you think about this choice for him?
It's not that weird of a build. Some Invokers do go Necro, some don't. I'm not quite sure what the difference is, but it definitely allows you to split push extremely well. Pushing a bit better. Also, if they can lock somebody down, the Necro is just going to shred all their mana. So, Necros versus AM is quite good. Because if he has no mana, he can't blink, and also because he's going to do cleave damage, so if he just kills the melee Necro, he's going to take pure damage, which is going to really hurt him. So I kind of like the Necro against
the Necro, it's not pure damage anymore.
Really? It's magic?
Right? Just, yeah, they up the magic damage to make it similar to pure, but the magic
not
from...
pure.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Unless that's in a fake patch? No,
no,
that was a while ago. This was like before this last patch, I'm pretty damn sure. Oh, looks like bottom jungle. AM was the target of choice. They're not going to find him. And it's going to be tough with Shadow Shaman not having a blink to get a kill on this guy. But definitely possible with the Axe blink initiation. Meanwhile, top lane, Windrunner was taken out, and the Thunder God's Wrath will clean up Axe in turn. Greatest trade for Spirit.
I'm liking this same build, honestly. I think it's pretty cool.
Who?
A little bit of everything, yeah. A little bit of Nova, a little bit of Frostbite, a little bit of Arcane.
Close your eyes and skill something random is what that is.
I think these builds are undervalued sometimes, you know? Like, in a lot of cases, you still want to max one ability out first. But if you're playing like Viper or something, I really like the 3-3-3 build sometimes. It's like that can be appreciated.
Mid lane, Zeus forced out. Call down will connect with both. He's actually going to sit on top of a Sunstrike. And down goes Grandfather Mario. Magnus, in the meantime, looking for an RP, but he's going to get turned around upon. As Crystal Maiden will get trapped in wards. Here comes the skewer. RP will connect on Ancient. Get wrecked, Dragons. Take that, Kuroki.
He's got to chase us.
Yeah, he's going for it. Shockwave not online. He has Arcane Boots in 2 seconds. And that'll be enough to take out the Gyrocopter.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a mistake.
Meanwhile, bottom lane Windrunner shackled into Sunstrike with 1 Ether Shock. Man, action all over the place.
He's actually gone heavy into Hex levels now. He's got 3 points in it. So, but with the Aether lens, his range is so much better that he can kind of get away without having a Blink Dagger and still
Ether Shock with Aether lens.
Ether Shock with Aether, yeah.
We talked about how it's pronounced Ether technically, right? So
well, Ether Shock definitely is.
No, Ether lens. Go to dictionary.com and look at the pronunciation. I'm not going to call it that, but when you think about it, the spelling of each spell is different, but it's pronounced the same. It's kind of weird. English language, man. Sunstrike, BZ, bye-bye.
Their gank potential is just so good, man. Sunstrike doing, what, 412 pure damage right now? That's such a huge nuke. All they need is a guaranteed setup, which they have with Shadow Shaman and with the Axe.
That's a good point, yeah. Axe working towards his blade mail. Only a few hundred gold away. He's going to initiate again onto Yol, but the Sunstrike will be shared with the creeps. It doesn't matter. She doesn't have enough HP to withstand that whatsoever, as Battle Fury is now picked up by AM. Have we seen empowers on AM? I haven't even noticed.
I don't know. He has gotten a lot of empower levels, so I wouldn't be surprised if he has. But I mean, the pressure from Spirit has been really heavy lately. The kills look very similar, but it looks like, to me, that Spirit's just wrecking this game right now. And
they have like all the towers right now.
Yeah, they're just getting so many Sunstrike kills. It's getting out of hand, really. 4-0 and 4 on Invoker. Like,
How do you
what are
feel
doing?
Tornado? I mean, Zeus, Windrunner, and Magnus are pretty good at pushing the waves, but it doesn't seem to be enough yet. Or at least they're not grouping up. Maybe they'll force to here at the tier 2 bot or top. As Serpent Wards are placed, this tower's going to take heavy damage, if not just fall.
Dire's bottom
They're
tower
smoked
is
up
under
behind.
attack.
Magnus looking for a blink RP, but it's
Radiant's
going to be a
top
free tower.
has
So in the way
fallen.
of Team Spirit.
Yeah, they're just doing a lot of tower damage right now. Shadow Shaman immediately drops his wards and gets back. And he's going to be working towards an Ags. He's about 2,000 away. And once he gets that, his Ags damage is more or less doubled. And then towers will die even faster. Oh, I forgot the blade mail looks different with that item. I was like, what the hell is this?
Yeah, that's right. Thorn Nail. I don't know. What do you think about that in general? Changing the
I
icons.
really don't like the icon
I know you don't. You're like a
changes.
stickler for this kind of stuff.
Well, the first time I saw the Boots of Travel on Tinker, I was like, what the item? Like, it's confusing to new players. Not that it's that common. Like, this item is extremely rare. I almost never see it.
I mean, if we really cared about new players, the game would be changed dramatically. I mean, I feel like one icon, a little much to complain.
That's the other issue.
Huh? Well, the game in general is not easy for new players to pick up at all. There's a lot of things you can change. I mean,
Yeah,
the
but
tutorial
you don't
system
you
is
don't
just...
you don't hurt the gameplay to make it better for new players.
Sure you do. It's great.
I'm
It's all
just
about
saying that you
cosmetics,
shouldn't
bro.
have cosmetics like
Hey,
this.
that's why the market's broken, because
Rest in peace.
they don't have these icons.
Any Chinese shade.
All right, well, BZ
Or is
or sorry,
expensive.
Windrunner's gonna get scouted out, stun stricken into the cold snap. Homie Miss will eventually find him, but his team is here. RP, I hear it. It's onto into a skewer, into a freezing field. That is a dead Undying on top of Thunder God's Wrath. That is 3 dead right off the bat. And the gyrocopter very low, as Always Wanna Fly is gonna shackle up Sadoy. Sadoy will blink out to safety.
Oh, he's actually earning through zombies. I didn't know you could do that.
They're gonna find a couple kills. Everybody else runs away.
He
That was a
might
big
catch Wind
RP.
Ranger.
Have the 8th lens after all. And he's gonna be good. Oh, is he?
God.
They're greedy! The Serpent Wards are placed just for the kill on Windrunner. Oh my.
Always Wanna Fly is playing really good this game. He's like carrying his team from a support role. It's pretty
Almost
amazing.
has an Ags. What do
Yeah.
you think about going Ags before Blink?
I think it's fine.
I mean, they're getting like the solo pickoffs pretty damn easy anyway, so I guess I can understand. The pushing becomes... The Serpent Wards become like twice as, not twice, like, is it 1.5 times stronger?
It's almost twice. At level 1, it is twice better. At level 3, it only increases it by like 80% maybe, something like that. It's quite high. It's a very, very good upgrade. Also, the hero just needs a lot of mana and a lot of HP, so the generic upgrade is fantastic to have. But he can get away without the blink just by having the Aether Lens, having some good positioning. I
Radiant's
personally,
bottom tower
whenever I
is under
play
attack.
Shadow Shaman, I just find it hard not to get Blink Dagger, but there's definitely value in this item build for sure. I like this stat.
Alright, that's not fair. There are different circumstances. I did it when Reddit was not popular, okay? Well, that's
Not
actually no
really
excuse.
what it was.
No, it's not really. I'll admit, that's not really what it is. SNY picked up by Gyrocopter. What do you think about him going SNY before BKB? I mean, obviously he's going to go BKB now, but that seems
That's
to be the main culprit of his death is just magic damage right now.
I'm betwixt myself.
Kind of. I guess I sort of agree, but BKB is not...
You
it-
very begrudgingly agree
like-
with me, thank you.
Like, yeah, it means that he's taking damage from CM and like AM can ulti him and Zeus does a lot of damage, but BKB is not the best solution against those heroes because over a drawn out team fight or a little bit of poking, you're still going to take a lot of damage. The SNY build is good because it gives you some survivability while also giving you mobility, and most of Gyro's advantage is mobility.
Godblack pops his ult and the Max Thunder God's Wrath call down. I'll call out on the other team. Either way, Berserker's call on Sadoy. Do they have enough damage to take him out? Doesn't look like it. It's going to be the other way around. My goodness.
He just
Very ambitious
died.
play by Axe. Yeah. He feels
They weren't
so
getting
not
engaged.
tanky right now, doesn't he?
Yeah. I mean, he doesn't have any tank items. He has a Blink Dagger and a Blade Mill. He's died 7 times this game. He's had a really rough game. But that's basically just Axe, you know? Like, Axe is... He's not an amazing hero right now. He does
boy.
some good things, but every single kill that he went for was probably Invoker getting the kill most of the time with Sunstrike, so... It's been an assist setup all game. And
Yeah,
that
that's
Anti-Mage had Empower and was hitting for like 150, 250 damage. how do you fight against that? He just dies to it.
AM watch, we have the Yasha completed. He's had this Hedges for a while. I assume he turns it into a Vlad's at some point, maybe not. We'll
I
see.
guess not.
I mean, typically you finish that before the Yasha, right?
In a lot of cases, yeah, but just grabbing the headdress by itself and maybe selling it back later isn't terrible. You're getting half the gold back. It gives you twice as much regen in the early. Well, not twice as much. Battlefier gives you what, 6? Headdress gives you an extra 3. It's just nice to have the headdress. It's kind of like an expensive Wraith Band, but giving you regen with a little stats. You know, there is a lot of value in that. It kind of depends if you're more passive and you're losing the game really hard. Sometimes you get Vlad, so you can just passively farm aggressively. But going the faster Manta lets you team fight earlier.
All right. Well, they pop the Flesh Heap, the Serpent Wars with Ags, and down goes Roche in a hurry. They even put an Undying Tombstone down just in case. That's going to be a Roche. Invoker picks up that Aegis. What does he have now? So Necro level 3, Boots of Travel, Blink. He's very farmed. And
really
is right
fast
now the top farmer in the game, though, and it's going to get probably better for him.
Yeah, he's not going to slow down at all. He's had a really, really good game. Still very hard for Spirit to kill. They kind of need Shadow Shaman to be there, and that's another downside to not having a Blink Dagger on Shadow Shaman, is that initiating on an Anti-Mage is a lot harder. You can't Blink Hex.
All right, well, they're going to try.
He blinks
Just
aggressively.
Blink, pops the Manta. There's the RP on top of it. Sadoy running away as Dosik's going to be the sacrificial lamb, and that's worth it for his team. As long as he don't lose the AM.
save.
He's on a killing streak right now, 4-0.
Really good save there. Absolutely needed to keep Anti-Mage alive. He was dead 100%, if not for that arc. That was really well done. That's a hard thing to do when you're doing well on Magnus. He was 5-2 and 5 previous to that. But that's the 4-0 and 6 Anti-Mage. That's going to give them so much gold.
Yeah. Well, one TP's canceled thanks to that tower kill and make it number 2. TP's canceled.
There was actually no way that Always Wanna Fly went through with that. As he TP'd, he had no more mana, so he would have TP'd into his death there.
And despite that being kind of the sacrifice Magnus wanted to make, that was actually 1,000 gold going the way of Spirit overall, as Axe initiates onto Yol. And, well, he looks to be dead one way or another. Sunstrike will connect. I feel like he's hit every single one of these. Of course, most of them have been set up. He did miss one bottom on AM, actually, now that I think about it, but the percentage is high. No doubt about it.
Yeah, they're doing really well. Glimmer cape up on Crystal Maiden. It's going to allow her to do Glimmer ultis. She still does have to worry about things like Deafening Blast, Axe Call, but...
Yeah, she used it right before that
more off.
Axe
It's
Call,
good.
and unfortunately, that's the hard counter.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Hey, I played Half-Life 1. I actually own Deathmatch Half-Life. Did you know that? I was on the best team in the world. Surge. Tell me I'm amazing, bro. FPS
Good
games,
for you.
you know?
How many people are playing then?
Yeah, I know. And the other thing, the funny thing is, I was like the only person with a K modem back then, so I probably had like huge ping advantages. It was
Yeah, you
versus
probably
56k. Whatever. Okay, that actually dates myself quite a bit, but whatever.
Game in on dial-up, man. That sounds like... Oh, RP gets
RP
gyro.
on Gyrocopter, still doesn't have the BKB, and it's doesn't
hey,
matter
the
in this
shackle.
case. Down he goes. Always want to play down. Nice word, but Mana was going to clean them up. That's 2 for nothing right off the bat. BZZ's in quite a bit of trouble. Has the Yules for himself. He's going to use it. Magnus is still here, but there's nothing he can do. 2 for 1, though. And they get a huge gyro kill. And the wards are cleaned up by Anti-Mage for the most part. But here comes Axe, and he blows up the Anti-Mage. Too greedy, good sir. 2 for 3. It does cost Axe his life. Probably worth it for him. Well, no doubt worth it for him. As it looks like Aegis is going to be popped, and all Invoker has is the Undying, and we have a buyback now on Zeus. So Iceberg, down you go, buddy.
It was overall worth it, I think, for Tornado.RoX. Losing the AM is obviously a big mistake, but he was a little scared to re-engage there. He had his BKB on, and he stood around, and then he started going for wards. If he went for wards when they were still busy, the Zeus, I think, then he probably wouldn't have died there, but great opportunity taken by Axe to grab that kill. Isn't going to be everything, though.
You know, I did use one quote-unquote cheat before, Verge. It wasn't like aimbot or anything close to that. It was it was in the early days of Counter-Strike. There was a cheat called Lambert.
Okay.
And what it would do is brighten the models to be like a flashlight was flashed on them. And the reason I used it is because I had a graphics card. I can't remember the name of it anymore, but I had a graphics card that was notorious for being, like, everything was super dark. So I essentially needed it. But it was
That's what
technically
all the
a cheat.
cheaters say, dude.
Yeah, I know. My aim sucks. I
need it.
needed the aimbot, guys. I mean, it wasn't like a hardcore cheat, but I did feel bad about it, and I uninstalled it. Thankfully, VAC was not
Piece of
out
shit.
back then. Steam was not out back then either.
Yeah. Remember when Steam first came out and everybody was like, why would I want to do that?
Dude, it was
Make any
the
sense?
worst. No, it was the worst program though when it came out. Like, holy
Oh,
god,
really?
it was so bad. I actually refused to download it. That's why I only have a 6-digit Steam ID. I should have like a 2-dig for how long I've been playing, but not a good program at first. It actually took years for them to become even just average. But it was revolutionary, so it's worked out in the end for Valve, obviously, as we have a 5-man rotation here for Tornado.RoX, top lane. Always want to fly. You might be in a lot of trouble, good sir. AM. He's going to farm up. Always want to fly. Does he see this? Here we have the initiation. Axe taking a lot of damage. RP on 2 stun strikes. Going to completely miss. And 2 dead. Sadoy with the BKB usage. And that's the 10-second. Oh, no, he's had it, actually. I didn't even notice. Okay, he's used it twice. Tornado.RoX
Used it
looking
last
good
fight.
now.
Yeah, that's one of those times when you're playing a support and you're like, all right, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna go where we know the anti-mage is gonna farm, and then we're gonna fucking kill him. But the problem was that Tornado.RoX is 5-manning at this stage.
Dire's top
They know
tower
that they're
is
stronger,
under
so
attack.
they just took that opportunity to turn a gank around.
You know, I'm going to say something. I know this is Captain Hindsight, but I feel like not getting the blink first on Shadow Shaman has actually
Dire's
cost them
top
quite a
tower
bit,
has
because
fallen.
since he's gotten the Ags, I think they've gotten 1 tower. Like, it hasn't really even helped. I mean, it's helped in fights, obviously, but the main purpose of those is to push. And now Sadoy has enough
Maybe.
stage.
But he's positioning himself in places where I don't think he needs that. Oh, he
Oh,
gets
the
through
skewer
It's really
back.
bad.
Iceberg in a ton of trouble. Tombstone's placed with the mech. Ghost Sticks gonna die for his initiation trouble and TP out from Yol. Is he gonna get out in time? Oh my god, I'm actually surprised he did not. That was a long-ass TP. BZZ in the meantime gets the Yules off, but triple kill for Gyro. This game's super close.
Yeah, that was a really good fight there for Spirit. I think Tornado.RoX was just assuming that it was going to be easy because they got those 2 kills, but man, the skewer back didn't do anything. And they didn't have any more damage or ultis or things that Roxkiss could use to secure that kill.
Now mid lane, we're gonna have the push. How many buybacks do we have? We have 2, but no RP, of course. Thunder God's Wrath.
I won't go so easy this time.
On cooldown, he doesn't have a buyback anyway. Magnus does buy. Did they get rid of that sound of buyback or something? Or is my game bugged?
I think it's been bugged recently. I even had a pub game where somebody bought back and I didn't hear the sound. It was very weird.
Yeah.
Radiant's middle tower
In 3.
is under attack.
All right, here we go.
How about Shadow Shaman Eggs now, Sensei?
Yeah, now it's good. And actually, I don't even think he went blink. He went BKB, I believe. Or maybe it's just a casual ogre club for now.
Radiant's middle tower
They get the
has
tier
fallen.
3. And here we go. Blink Skewer, RP on the BKB Gyrocopter. That BKB is not going to make any difference. And he drops to the deck. Axe is next on the list. And Sadoy just tearing through everybody. Needs to get rid of this Tombstone, which Windrunner and company will take care of pretty easily. They do get the range racks. Now the Super Wards are going to be cleaned up. Go black. Bye-bye. So
Really
3 dead.
straightforward fight.
Another
man.
great defense.
It was the huge difference between that fight and this one was that Anti-Mage went on the target that got sent back, and they also RP'd him. And AM vented and BKB'd, and Axe came in and called it, which pulled the attention away. But he still got like 85% cleave, so the Gyrocopter still got hit really hard despite the call. You could actually argue that if you positioned the call slightly better, Gyro would have been invulnerable to the cleave because he would have been on the opposite side, but it's hard to plan ahead to that kind of stuff.
Oh boy. Sadoy with a heart. Good luck killing this guy. Good god.
Dire's middle tower
He is
under
tanky.
attack.
Good solution if they have a lot of burst damage and the enemy carry isn't scaling very well. Now he basically just never loses HP. Probably sell the headdress eventually, get a butterfly, and at that point I think he just doesn't die. He might go
Dire's
Abyssal
middle
as well
tower
though.
has fallen.
We're gonna see a pipe on Axe. I'd love to see this item. We don't see it nearly enough. Maybe it's because this.
Yeah. I think he tried to make an inappropriate image in ASCII. Didn't quite work out.
Yeah,
We'll
that
just call
looks
that
real
one falling
inappropriate
flat.
to me.
It's probably a 2-cannon.
Slacks, can you give us some insight on what that was? Can you speak into the mic?
He doesn't. He doesn't.
God. Slacks is a mute today. That's okay. What do you think about the BKB just coming soon for Always Wanna Fly? That's gonna help him quite a bit in these fights, unless he's RP'd, of course.
Yeah, it does guarantee him a 5-second shackle. That's pretty cool, actually. I'm not sure There's a lot of spells rolling around, so what he's probably trying to do is make sure he doesn't just lose half his HP from a cycle of Zeus casts. So
Yeah.
he does have BKB he can ideally initiate, but again, he doesn't have a Blink Dagger, so it kind of limits what he can use that BKB for. It's more like reactionary deal. I'm not sure if I'm a huge fan of it. I think he's been playing amazing all game though. Oh, fight happening.
Oh, we're gonna have initiation. Golbuck taking 8 ton of damage. BKB's pop galore, and Mana Void will take out the Undying. Absolutely no problem. As the Tombstone's cleaned up as well, Yol, he's gonna be cleaned up from Gyro, who's now working on the Sheep Sadoy, who's getting sun-stricken. Down he goes. That is 2 for 2. That is a huge kill. He does have buyback if needed. We'll see if Spirit can transition this into some sort of a push. Winner was getting chased. Don't know if they're going to find it. Plumbing Missile on cooldown for quite a while. Oh, but here comes Invoker. Old snap. Right click with the Rocket Barrage. This might be enough to take out Windrunner. Indeed it is. Unfortunately, the creeps are kind of pushed back.
Sucks. That was actually the dumbest tweet I've ever seen. That's
Tweeted?
because you... No, that's the dumbest message, because he said smoking hookah is worse for your lungs than smoking cigars, because you don't suck in cigar smoke, you just put it in your mouth. Jesus.
Don't you know anything about cigars?
Obviously it's not bad for your lungs. Don't breathe that
bad
shit
for
in.
your mouth.
It'd be bad for you.
Well, Roshan being worked upon, and this is going to be the 3rd Roche. Spirit. Cheese will drop. Who picks up what? Alright, Aegis for Gyro. Wait, who picked up the cheese?
Courier, maybe? Yeah, it's on the Courier. Somebody,
Okay.
I don't know. I think they're maybe saving until after Aegis goes. I think it'd be pretty good on Axe as well. If he's blade mailing and reflecting some damage.
Yeah,
getting
true.
more HP is really solid.
You know what I hate? Purge. I'm gonna go off on a bit of a tangent here. I hate it when people sell the cheese. I hate it.
It's 500 gold, man. That's...
I feel like the use is worth more than 500 gold. Unless you're awful.
Yeah, it is, definitely.
Who is it that I know? Is it Slacks that sells the cheese every time? I would be surprised. My god. Anytime I'm wondering who does something stupid, I'll just assume it's Slacks every time.
Maybe a little unfair, but...
Slacks, can you say something? Defend yourself! I'm sure he'll... Oh, Axe links in, picks up the haste, gets Yules. It's gonna go off into a skewer and into a very likely death. What kind of TP? That was ambitious. I guess he didn't know the entire team was there, but alas, they were.
We got a DD.
Oh. That's gonna be... Wait.
Aim is going butterfly.
Alright. And that'll be his last item before Boots of Travel and Moonshard. He wants to... I mean, he has potential to get rid of the BKB if he wants later, I suppose. Like a basher.
Maybe, yeah. Abyssal might be nice. I think I lost that last fight because I couldn't lock down the Gyro and kill him, so Gyro was able to re-engage. If every hero you kill is just so big. If they get like a 2-man RP or something, the game is just over, basically. He's gonna cleave it with Empower.
And DD right now, like you said. Oh, that's gonna be dirty, but I don't think they're gonna get a chance to use it here. Spirit knows.
They'll be
and they'll
it off
passive.
anyways, so...
That's true. Do you think that should be changed? Because they've been changing a lot of the buffs to not take off, or a lot of the magic immunity to not take off.
Nah, I'm okay with that one. Runes are chance-based enough that...
Yeah, that's true. Dark Pact does not get rid of it, right?
No. It removes negative enemy debuffs only. I know that BKB doesn't remove a lot of things like Bloodlust now, and I think that's balanced, because that's just like... That like completely counters the hero that you're picking it for, right? But removing a DD or a haste or something, that's part of the game, you know? It's like it's something that's on the map that's consistent in every game. Whereas if Ogre has to worry about playing... Like if I'm with a BKB carry and I cast Bloodlust on them and then all of a sudden it removes it, it's like, why the hell am I playing Ogre? That's just like it's a nerf to Ogre that's kind of anti-fun.
Right. Yeah, I agree with that completely. Is Gyrocopter working on a butterfly of his own? Only 400 away from that.
It'll be nice to have. He still has to worry about Cleave a little bit, but to make sure that anti-mage doesn't hit him reliably is very good. If there is an RP though and he's in there with other things, it doesn't matter much. Cleave's still going to go through that, obviously. and dodge cleave damage, unless you're...
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Yeah,
attack.
I don't think there's any way to do it.
He should have it for this fight. Is it going to work on the tier 2? And the
Radiant's
courier,
bottom
I thought it
tower
was picking
is
it up. Oh, he's going to take it back to base, I guess. And Gyrocopter, I don't know if that's just my game, but when he's alacritied, he looks really weird. He almost looks like he's BKB'd. Try to notice that next time, bro.
Yeah, well,
Bro.
I barely read it,
Yeah, I
And
can
then it
only half read
disappeared.
your messages, man.
and then I was like, I wonder if Slack's like is visibly hurt when he writes like a funny joke, but we just happen to not read it, and he's sitting there like, I literally just wrote a really good joke.
There's your confirmation right there. I think somebody needs to make a Reddit thread about Slack's, you know, his stats
Clearly, it
and
needs
what
to
we've
be
missed.
shared. With
Yeah, it's never been done.
Ooh, they got the observer ward. They might get caught here though. Invoker does have
Yol,
like,
being one of the slowest heroes in the game, is not going to help you right here. He gets Force Staff, Glimmer Cape, he'll be okay. Is he the slowest here? I can't remember. Is she?
Shadow Shaman's pretty slow as well. I think he's like 285. They're about the same, I think. Invoker's really slow, like 280 or something.
Or she does have Tranquils, which will help quite a bit.
Slightly offsets the issue.
Alright, I don't think they're going to be able to use this Aegis, so they're just going to play it safe and perhaps wait for the next and
These net worths
Stock
don't look
bunch
good
cheeses.
for Tornado.RoX, man. There's Shadow Shaman is equally as farmed as the mid Zeus. Like, what the hell is that?
yeah, that is kind of insane.
Basically, that Zeus has been run down every single fight, and he can't really keep himself survivable.
And he went I mean, Yule's is somewhat of a survivability item. Do you think he should have gone a little bit of a different build, or is it positioning?
Yule's is kind of nice to have if there's an axe on the enemy team, not necessarily for yourself, but you can save allies. If somebody has the blade mill, you just throw them in the air and then it does nothing more than a stun. So I think that might be one reason. The movement speed is not terrible, but there's just so many ways that Spirit runs at him. Axe blink, zombies, tornadoes, invokers blinking on him. It's a hard game for Zeus, I think. That's the main issue. You could maybe argue he should have gotten Bloodstone to really maximize his farm, but I haven't seen that build in a very long time on Zeus. It's almost always going Aetherlands lately.
Yeah, Aetherlands with some sort of mobility. Yule's it's not picked up every game, but it's not super uncommon either.
Well, that would be a tribute.
Octarine though, bro. That's the real dream.
It'd be pretty, yeah, I would like Octarine.
I mean, Octarine, what hero does it work better on? I mean, he's got to be like top 10 Octarine carriers. I love these top 10 lists, by the way. I'm like the David Letterman Dota.
Good on Death Prophet, good on a lot of heroes.
Oh yeah, that's true. Death Prop is pretty ridiculous. With Spirit Siphon. God, that spells P. Have we seen Death Prophet since the first couple days? I don't think we've seen her.
I think she's either been banned or not been in the pool.
Yeah. Gordon was really close yesterday.
I saw that he was in the pool, but so someone banned him first round, right?
Yeah, it was banned like the last ban of the first round. Or the third round.
Was he in 2 games?
I only noticed one. I don't remember exactly.
I remember in one game that we casted, maybe that was 2 days ago, he was banned immediately.
Dire's top tower
I think
is under
by
attack.
Might have
Thomas
been
Boys.
DC. No, it was DC if it was that game, because
Oh yeah, that was the
they
game,
will
wasn't it?
instantly they're never gonna pick anyone heroes. Let's not kid ourselves. Although they did pick Centaur, so there you go.
Gordon's actually really fun to play. He's very difficult.
I feel like
crazy
he's-
amounts of micro.
I mean, that's the hero that I just have no faith that is ever gonna be left in the pool, because
that's what people said. Earthspray, now Earthspray's mostly balanced.
yeah. Well, no. I'm saying for this tournament, I don't think he's ever gonna get
Oh.
past the ban stage.
Yeah, I
Mainly,
just
I mean,
don't
it's
see
not
it.
just because he's new and people aren't super familiar with him, but it's also because when you have a hero that just split pushes so hard like that, and you might not have any counters for it. I mean, if there's a ton of counters and you want to take the chance, then maybe, but
There's lots of counters for Arc Warden, in my opinion. You just have to gank him heavily. Ganks are by far the best thing against him, and almost all heroes can gank. So the solutions exist. It's just he's kind of bullshit if he doesn't get ganked properly, because he farms so stupidly fast. He's so 6-slotted with all the Midases and the annoying builds you can do. You can play him so many different ways. You can buy rapiers, you can buy damage items, and you can split push. You can go necros. I like the necro build the most, but I really don't know why you think
I don't think Arc
Warden's
Warden's boring.
He's not
I
boring.
think he'd be very fun to watch, actually. I mean, he's mind-numbingly awful to play against. Like, good God, what an
I would
annoying hero.
agree, but every time I play against him, I don't find I have a huge issue. But I think that's just mostly because he's still one of those heroes that is played inefficiently. Because a lot of players, I think they really need a pro player to show them how to do it before they can do it right. It's like you see Ember in almost every game now, but when Ember was around for a long time, he wasn't super popular, right? Like his build is very figured out now, and a lot of players do it. But like when Death Prophet first came out in the new patch, she had a really low win rate, like 45%, because new players had no idea how to play her, you know? A lot of players have trouble adjusting to brand new things and getting good ideas.
Man,
so,
I got a real question here. Why would they put that godforsaken hero in before Pit Lord? I am so sad about that.
Yeah,
I've been waiting for Pit Lord since day one. Like, I switched to Dota. I'm like, man, I hope they get Pit Lord in soon. Here we are, like 4 years later. No goddamn Pit Lord.
Sorry, that's the mean select. That was too mean. Should have done it in a funnier way.
Man, this
I
is
do
gonna
like
be
that,
another
though.
rush.
He's fun, man. You just like push and
Roshan
cast a lot of spells, and you're really tanky. And
Yeah, I mean, I haven't played the latest iteration of him at all.
yeah,
that
he has like a
passive, but-
minus damage, alright.
Oh, he might actually have a fight finally. I always want to fly. He's gonna get RP.
Oh, they got
two. Gyro gets in there for no reason. He's gonna use the Aegis right off the bat. Thunder God's Wrath pops to little to no avail, mostly for vision. I think Ramses pops the BKB, gets the call down.
Oh, he
And
missed
here
the
comes Invoker with his BKB of his own, but Gyrocopter's getting absolutely destroyed. Falls back. First one kill, but they did use the Aegis.
I think they can chase us.
Yeah, I think so too. Shackle, the longest of all time. Invoker blown up into pieces. My goodness. MKB picked up by Sadoy, by the way, so that butterfly is going to do absolutely nothing.
Oh, he's got
for
the ult.
Gyrocopter.
If he casts it, it hits 2. Oh, he didn't.
He's going to continue to chase. He's looking
Gyro.
for a bash, looking for a potential mana void. Not going to be enough to get the kill. We have a buyback on Shadow Shaman. Doesn't have a blink dagger still, so can't really initiate to full effect.
Moot point, he really should have ultied the Undyne. Undyne had no mana. I think it would have caught the Gyro, and then he could have blinked after Gyro and killed him.
Well, now he can use it on Shadow Shaman if he wants. I mean, BKB's up in 3 seconds for anti-mage. We're going to have a buyback by Invoker. Shadow Shaman pops a
Oh,
BKB
sick
of his
BKB.
own. Don't know if he's going to find anybody. Look how slow he is. He has the cheese still. Sadoy working on him. Pops the Mantis. He can't find the real one. Axe is just destroyed. It within the midst of the right clicks of Sadoy. Always want to fly. Looks to be next. He gets off the Hex, though. Sadoy being kited. There's the Shackle. Can they do anything about always want to fly? Glimmer Cave is keeping Sadoy alive. He's just going to right-click and blink away. And he's going to be fine. Rocket Barrage or Homing Missile will find him. Won't do much damage, though. Gyrocopter's going to continue the pressure.
Cold Snap in
Like
3.
he'll
He's
live.
going to have a Glimmer, though. Oh, he used all of his mana.
Iceberg chasing poor Yule. Crystal Maid. Sacrificial Lamb time and time again. But here comes Doy again. The BKB does nothing for Invoker. I mean, usually it's pretty damn good against AM, but when you have an MKB, it doesn't matter.
Actually, it's pretty good against MKB because it stops the magic damage, but
bottom tower is under
But they
attack.
did lower the damage of base damage of it, actually. That's true. And he picks up the casual Moon Shard now. Gets rid of his Battle Fury. Oh, that's what he got rid of the MKB
Speech died
for.
so slow.
Yeah.
He
Call
doesn't
down will
really
be
need
here.
it, I guess. He's got Empower.
He's gonna get an easy Rax. Feeling super safe. Easy Z in the
heals.
meantime. Yeah, you're done.
He's got a blink. He can do this.
Yep, he did it. He sure did it. Back into the grave he goes. Grandfather Mario.
Regeneration.
Oh, interesting. Axe went medallion. He's going, or he actually has it.
Oh, the Solar.
Yeah, Solar Crest. What do you think about that? I mean, that's
Um,
against an MKB anti-mage.
That's a good point, but it will lower AM's armor by 10, and they definitely need a good solution. Like, Gyro can't hope to just beat him in a 1v1, because Gyro's not really that much of a single target carry. There's
Although
better
he
heroes
is,
that do it.
he is close to Divine.
Okay, well, this is just going to make him a lot better against anti-mage. It's just really straightforward, you know. He's only got 22 armor on AM right now. If you can reduce that by 10, you can deal with that a little bit.
Alright.
He needs MKB though. It has to be MKB. If he goes Divine, then he still doesn't hit the butterfly well, and then the minus armor doesn't help that much. It has to be MKB into Rapier, I think.
Oh my god, I don't know how long he's had this. Godblack has an Axe. Did you notice that?
No, I didn't.
Good lord. So 10 strength for each decay. That's gotta be
400
one of
HP.
the best Ags in the game.
No, I'm sorry.
Powerful. It's 10 times 19, right? So
190. No, I thought 4.
That's
Some stupid.
That would be pretty broke. I mean, maybe if he gets 2, it's close to that, right? A double decay.
Double decay is to what, 380?
5-man decay.
Pretty
My
good.
God. Dream.
Just the amount of HP reduction is so big. Like,
What is
that's
it? 4-second
140
cooldown,
damage,
right?
So
Yeah.
it's
Jeez.
basically like a 350 damage nuke on a 4-second cooldown. Really good.
Oh, looks like Gyro did not opt for the Divine. He went MKB, a little
Did you
safer.
listen to anything I said?
What did you say?
Do you point out as Divine?
No, I did not.
My God, I literally talked about why he's buying MKB over Divine for
Bro,
at least 20 seconds.
Divine's
Back
gotta
me
be
up,
better.
Slacks.
Okay, it's gotta be better.
What am I talking about? Neither of you guys were probably listening.
Yeah, that's true. He's just on Reddit. I mean, come on. Can't blame Slacks for that.
I wonder. I would be too.
I mean, he's probably pubbing on his other computer right now. Would not be surprised at all. So looking at the item progression here. Magnus hasn't really gotten much. He has the BKB now, 10 seconds available to go. That'll be nice.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really sit around and farm super hard on Magnus. You can, but you don't really need to. This is really all you need on Magnus. Maybe a refresher or a Shios or something would be kind of nice, but unneeded.
Well, this tier 3 took a ton of damage to mostly AM illusions. Along with a couple siege.
Use Flat Cannon, they maybe could fight.
Yeah, that's a pretty decently long cooldown. And they're smoked up in their base looking for proper initiation possibilities.
Hey, free gold. I did have a dog named Tweez.
Really?
Actually reading my AMA right now.
Give me something good for my AMA, Slacks. I had to have something interesting in there. With like the 5 people that were asked questions.
Oh, I thought you were asking him to make you more interesting to the public, like a PR guy.
Slacks is
Please
a
help
PR
my
guy? I
AMAs
don't know,
be as
man.
successful.
I don't know.
We'll get you PR, that's for sure.
I don't have to put that in my AMA. The careers by the secret shop. What are you looking to buy here? Got some monies.
Dire's structures are fortified.
I mean,
Well, Gyro's got some money again, but he needs buyback. Oh, here we have the initiation. Nope. Sewer will whiff. And now they have to reset. 26 seconds on cooldown.
It's one of those skiers where you're like, I feel bad, but I need to get out of here. You just know it's not going to work. And they
Wait,
lost
how many
the
cheeses
opportunity,
do they have?
unfortunately.
They got the one. They had. I guess they used one, huh?
And that's the worst feeling when you push that far for a push, and then finally you're like, okay, I have to worry about the push, and you have to go back. After all that,
guys. I missed.
if you guys want to blame somebody, it is Magnus's fault.
Yes, I'm Miss Skewer. Okie dokie.
So that's pretty good.
I need to practice. It hurts my throat, actually. Well, Roshan is going to be very, very hotly contested. Don't think Tornado.RoX wants to give up yet another Roche. This would be number 4 once it's up. Gyrocopter. He's ready to fight. Axe is just going to spam that solar crest on him.
It's going to keep him very survivable against the anti-mage. It's a good item to have. The evasion doesn't work, but the armor is going to help. Maybe a
It's
medallion
also
alone was
also
good.
decent against Windrunner, who's starting to get. I mean, the next item in all likelihood will be damage. So eventually that could be
They can
decent.
swing from the back though. But the smoke's gonna
Oh
break.
boy, BKB popped by RP man himself.
He
He
got
gets 2 within the huge right click. Anti-mage, my god, he's just tearing through
Oh,
that
they're all
poor axe.
alive?
Although he's stuck inside the ward, he's gonna get shackled. Force staff
So Roy
out.
might
The
die.
boy's in a lot of trouble. He's gonna clean up axe. Can he get out? No. Down he goes, and that is 4 dead.
Oh my god, they
Period.
won the fight.
Complete team wipe in their favor, and Roshan's gonna be up in 30 seconds.
You know why that fight didn't go well? It's because there wasn't empower on anti-mage at the start of the fight. It was only about halfway through that RP duration that he empowered the AM, and that's when the damage really started coming out. But both of those heroes survived. Neither of them died. And if you can't get heroes killed, your AM is not doing enough, because the hero needs some lockdown. At some stage, you might just have to buy an Abyssal, but I feel like that stage is past. Once you get to this stage on anti-mage, your hero's just not as useful as others.
They're gonna have to buy back here. If they get 2 on Windrunner and Zeus, they really want to force the AM though. Do they have enough to
I don't think
actually
they
force
can.
it?
Radiant's top tower is under
Hey,
Dude,
Blink
it's just so
Dagger
good
always
as
want to
push.
fly. That's why they won that fight. So, oh, hey, it was Octarine Core on Zeus. Nice.
It happened so long ago.
Nice, guys. You got it. Jakey Chan? Who's Jakey Chan, bro?
Good question.
I will say that's your first misspelling of the day, so
It's not
that
true.
I've seen.
He spelled Arc Warden with a K instead of a C.
Oh God.
Like he spelled it like Noah's Ark, not like
Yeah.
an arc of
All
electricity.
right. Here's the thing about Slacks. We love him, and a lot of times he acts dumb to get the laughs. That is not an act. His spelling is just god awful. Just god awful. Look at that face. Look at that gyro face. Well, Roshan's up, and this is gonna be another cheese. And Aegis.
You guys know why Gyro wears goggles? Because his eyes actually look like that.
Thank you. Knowledge bombs. Sounds like a Slacks knowledge bomb, actually. I think he's rubbing off on you. As Roshan's gonna be taken out.
Roshan has fallen to the dark.
Axe picks up the Aegis this time. And who picked up the cheese? Okay, it's gonna be Shadow Shaman. I feel like
He's so far.
Undying might be the best cheese carrier. Is he surviving through these fights? Other than the last one, obviously that was.
I can't tell. There's a lot of shit going on. I basically see the RP and then I look at the RP until the fight's over.
Yeah, and they lost. They lost that fight.
Yeah, you'd have to like slow down and watch like 3 perspectives to really understand if anybody misperformed or anything like that.
Oh, I really Blade Mail on Undying. This is really nice to have when you're gonna have giant HP pool.
Yeah, I like that a lot. So Axe is also transitioning, 1500 gold for him. Again, he has the Aegis. I'd like it as a pickup just because he is going to be putting himself in danger against AM. As long as Spirit doesn't get too grouped up to RPs, I think they can definitely take. They can do this. I mean, Invoker's incredibly farmed. He's always going to scale well with all of his spells. He's got Ags, so he can have 2-second cooldown and Invoke. So he's going to do a lot in this fight and continue to do a lot. But AM at this just gets a little bit weird. Do you sell your heart and get a... Do you get an... I feel like he needs an Abyssal a little bit. Like he needs to be able to kill somebody
Honestly,
in a fight.
he might get rid of his boots of travel to get that, don't you think?
Possibly, yeah. I think that might be a good idea. He's got, what,
I mean,
Butterfly, Moon Speed, and Manta?
Their main issue right now is they don't have a second right clicker. Windrunner's just not dealing that much damage. What does she have? Does she have anything coming in the career? No, she's just dead broke.
I mean, she does have
she's
Empower.
third net
so
worth right now.
That gives her like 55 damage or something. It's not terrible. I mean, but...
Yeah, but we're 55... I mean, I know she's support, but 55
she
minutes
needs like
in...
an MKB to be useful.
Absolutely. Some sort of damage item would really go a long way. Because then she can actually solo kill a few of these heroes if she finds a nice shackle.
I mean, almost all of them are hard, though. The only one she can probably kill easy is Shadow Shaman. But he keeps BKB and initiating and to disable the anti-mage. That's basically how the fights go. The RP happens, Axe or Shadow Shaman or whoever goes to try to disable the AM to limit his damage and then kill him afterwards. And then he just dies, like, because he's not doing as much damage as he was.
Well, speaking of capped out, Gyro is 6 slotted now as well. With that Satanic purchase. Of course, he could replace something for a Divine eventually.
He's really farm now. This is scary, way scary. Gyrocopter is way more dangerous than Anti-Mage at a stage like this.
Yeah, AM is just, he just gets there faster. He's always want to fly. He's forced to BKB. He gets initiated upon. He eats the cheese. He's shackling an illusion. And he will drop to the deck and make it 2. Axe will be left all alone by his comrade.
There's no buyback on Shadow Shaman.
And this is a dead Axe again, so just really unfortunate for him to be up there. Did they place a ward? How did they see him?
He must have been dewarding or something. I'm not
Because
sure.
he was up there. Oh yeah, Zeus. Because he was up there for a while just scouting. All right, it looks like AM drops the Manta style. Gonna be going Abyssal Blade.
Alright, this is a good idea actually. This is survivability up, still has evasion, still has magic immunity, but now has the ability to solo kill. Manta illusions at this stage actually don't do that much. He doesn't get his damage from mana draining.
Well, he got Manta again. How much for that? He got rid of Heart now. I mean, it might have been a better idea just to keep the courier over there and just use Manta and then swap out the Heart again.
Middle barracks are under
But either way, who am I to tell? Oh my God, Ramses!
Oh,
You're
he
in
might
a lot of
just
trouble, buddy. Abyssal Blade is used. He
Needs more
pops the
bashes
BKB
to
Satanic as well. He's gonna start
Oh,
the
he got
heal.
called,
The
he's
noise
dead.
now being turned upon. Oh my God, he gets dunked to the face. 90-second cooldown. Of course, he does have buyback. Sunstrike will miss, but Yol, there's no way you're getting out of here. And that is 2 dead. The defense. Each team is defending so well, it seems, every time. My goodness.
AM just jumped the gun there. He was like, oh, it's just a gyro. There he is. Jump on him. And he jumped on him, and he kind of almost killed him, but he needed to get more bashes through BKB, and I don't think that he got a low amount or anything like that. He just went in a little bit too early. I don't know, man. He just forced stuff.
And we're back to the other side. Who can defend? It's all about defense of the ancients, friends.
They got an Axe buyback out of it, so if they kill Axe, they're in a good spot, but AM's gonna have to buy back.
Yeah, he's gonna have to buy back. Smoke is used. Ghost Stick has RP, just came off. Here we go. Swaps the BKB. Skewer on 2. Buyback by AM. He's gonna use the mana void. He's just gonna right click BKB. Down goes Gyro. That's all their damage. He has buyback. But my god, they are in a lot of trouble. I don't know if they can get out of here. Always want to fly, trying to be the sacrificial lamb. Nice tornado.
You can blink.
Into the opening blast. Now Undying, trying to clean up on the Windrunner, but we're going to focus fight here as Axe initiates onto the Doi, or is it the other way around? Because Doi just tears him a new one. BZZ in the meantime has Yule's going to keep himself alive a little bit longer. Mana Void trying to be used. Sunstrike onto Doi. He gets the Mana Void up, but that is a dead Anti-Mage. 110 seconds on the deck. It will be 5 dead though for Team Spirit. I mean, if they all had buyback, I think they would use it right now and push, but unfortunately all they have is Gyro and Undying.
What a crazy freaking game, dude.
And Invoker. Alright, does Gyro buy back here and they just push? Is that the thing to do? RP's on cooldown, AM's dead, and they know he doesn't have buyback.
That may be their plan, I guess. I think you might be... No, it's against 4 heroes. It's so dangerous. They've got to have RP soon, right? Looks like they did use in that fight. It's 50 seconds on cooldown, so it's not too far. I don't think the force of buybacks is what they do. I think they just bought back 2. That way the 4 that are surviving don't go all in for a push. That's what I think's happening. Windranger did really well that fight, though. She did a lot of damage with her Ags, Focus Fire. She took down Gyro originally. She did a lot of damage. She killed the Invoker at the end. She got Shadow Shaman very low as well. She's coming into her own here. I think Spirit's got to worry a bit. There's a lot more heroes to deal with than just the Anti-Mage at this stage.
No, speaking of the Anti-Mage, she does reconnect, and we're going to go yet again. So what will Team Spirit do? There's the buyback on Gyro. I think they're going for it, man. I really think they are. TPing bot, because they don't have Aegis and Cheese. I don't know if they can even get the next Aegis and Cheese. Everything is used. I mean, RP will be up. I mean, they can just give up this bottom racks if they really need to.
Alright, if they get like an RP into a shackle shot, they can kill Gyro. No BKB, because CM ulti can do the damage.
RP up in 20 seconds, and I'm pretty sure Team Spirit has this time at least somewhere.
And they're just nuking waves, you know. Oh, he goes in.
Oh man, Gyro, you're taking a lot of damage. He has the Satanic, he's gonna pop it, getting the right clicks off. KB's popped galore. Yule, here's the sacrificial lamb in all likelihood. Although Ramsey's being very aggressive here. He's very low. He's just gonna drop.
Oh, he goes down.
And that's with his buyback. That is a dieback on Gyrocopter. Very interesting choices. We have a double RP, and Team Spirit's just gonna get cleaned up here. Absolutely no problem. That was a really weird play.
I just don't like that decision to triple buyback and force it for 3v4. It's just so hard. I knew there wasn't an RP, and the Gyro did a great job there attacking the Moonwolves. Looked like he was doing nothing, but he was just trying to flat cannon everybody as fast as possible. He got a lot of damage out, but he didn't get any kills. The Invoker whiffed his spells just a little bit too much there, I think.
Yeah, that was...
He threw the Tornado, he didn't get anything.
I thought they could have sieged a bit more. They just, like, dove into the... like, halfway to the Ancient there. Yeah. That was really interesting.
That was such a big gamble. They put themselves all in for that, and it didn't work, which isn't super surprising 3v4. And now Anti-Mage is alive. Now he gets to TP across the map and take another Rex for free.
No, he does not have his MKB, so the damage will not be as ridiculous, but he doesn't have a... He's not going against the Butterfly since Gyro is dead. They might just go for the throne.
I think they're just going to win.
And they got to wait for the creeps. Axe is here to defend. With his always want to fly buddy on that Shadow Shaman. There is no buybacks on any of these heroes that are dead right now for Team Spirit, and this might be done for game 1. This is only game 1 of a best of 3, of course. Always want to fly, pops the BKB, initiates onto Sadoi, but those wards are not going to do a whole lot. There, Axe tries to come in with the Berserker's Call, but he just gets completely decimated. And this tier 4 tower will go down in a hurry, and Gyrocopter up in 20, but GG is called. Kind of an anticlimactic ending to this game 1, but still, overall, a great game.
I mean, they weren't that far behind. They were honestly, they still could have won the game there. They just needed to maybe buy back 2 heroes, let the Gyro respawn naturally. If RoX did go for a push with 5, then buy back 3. Maybe that's what they were trying to avoid, was the fact that their 2 heroes weren't going to be up before the Anti-Mage was, or maybe they were. I don't remember the timers exactly, but I just feel like they did way too aggressive of a movement there. They didn't have to go all in for that. They were about equal on racks. They had very good gold advantage across the board. Things weren't going their way due to